everyone, welcome back to Big Outdoors. If you're new around here, my name is Sheldon Marion. Today me, Shelby, and the pups, we're back out here on the river, on the old Mighty Peace River here, just outside Hudson Hope. And today not only did we bring our fishing rods, but I also brought out the old gold pan. So we're gonna kind of mingle around here. I'm gonna show you somewhat of the ins and outs of gold panning. And you know, I'm no professional, but hey, we're gonna give her a go, show you how to gold pan. So where we at here on the river is a spot that's downstream of a big hydroelectric dam. So typically where we're standing right here, we're basically standing on bedrock, and typically this is all underwater, not so much up there on this shelf, but all this stuff here is typically underwater. And what we got is we have a big curve in the river up there. And then here we're actually standing on the inside bend of a curve. And typically what happens is as the water is coming over all this bedrock, it's carrying all the sand, debris, and potentially gold and all that good stuff. And what's nice with this stuff is you have a lot of these big drop downs like this, little ridges. So what ends up happening is as the water's coming over here with all the sand and debris and potentially gold, as it comes over here, it kind of creates a swirl, and then that creates a nice little pocket where all the gold and stuff can actually drop out and collect in all the little cracks. And as you can see around here, we have little cracks and crevices just all over the places. And then we also have kind of like almost natural sluice runs. So you can see here where the water has run down in here, like on the downstream side of all these rocks, you can see where all the heavy material is all just dropped out of the water, and that's where all your gold's gonna be sitting along with all your black sand. And over here is another really good spot where all the water would have been coming over right here, and everything would have been dropping out right here in this nice little pocket. So for this stuff, what we're going to be doing is we're going to shovel some of that up and get what you call your concentrate, and then from that we'll be panning it out, getting rid of all the heavy rocks, and hopefully all we're left with is nice black sand. And out here on the Peace River you get a little bit of flour gold. So we're going to grab the buckets and shovels and we'll get to it. So what we're gonna start with here, before grabbing like a big bucket of concentrate, we're just gonna do a couple of little test pans. So we got this area here, we'll kind of scrape some of this in here. And typically when you're going after something like flour gold, test pans are kind of useless because you get such fine gold out of this stuff. But we're gonna dig down until we hit the bedrock, which is right there. Oh, maybe not. Just a flat rock. Get him out of the way. And what happens is this gold is so heavy, it'll go into this black sand and it'll really pack down all the way until it hits solid rock. So when you're doing these test pans, once you hit the bottom, you just want to kind of scrape along, try to get as much of that stuff on the bottom or the top of the bedrock as possible. Now that I got quite a bit here, what we'll do is we'll go over to the river or this little puddle of water right here, and we'll start panning this out. Okay, so we got our little pan of concentrate here. So now what we're going to do is just start panning this out. So basically you want to fill this up with water, Give her a couple of real good shakes, kind of mix her all up. And if you do it pretty violently, all the gold should settle down to the bottom. Same with all the black sand. And then while you're doing that, you're mixing it around. If you feel any big boulders and stuff, you can just yank them out. And as I'm doing this, there's a big cloud of dirt, kind of loose rocks coming out already. So we'll just let them kind of fall out. And then there might be some roots and stuff in there. Kind of bust them up, pull them out. Big rock. Dump that water out. You see roots, little kind of like lava rock looking stuff. All this stuff on top, it's all light rocks. Everything that's heavy will be underneath it. All this stuff that's on top, pretty well to get rid of it. Shake her up, let everything go down to the bottom. And on these pans, if you bring me that one, please. So on these pans, you have these little ripples here, which I have on this end. So now that we're kind of getting down to it, you'll turn your pan, you can run water through it, and you see all that loose material. It's all coming off the top. Stop, give her a shake, go back in the water. And you see more lighter rocks up at the top. And you just slowly start washing all this off. Give her a couple of spins. Now as I'm doing this, you can see right here, there's real heavy sand that's starting to collect here, and all kind of like the shale rock still floating around on the top. So now we're kind of getting close to the final stages here. And you just gotta keep kind of shaking it up, taking her little by little. You don't want to get overly too aggressive, because this flour gold, it is gold, so it's heavier than the rocks and all that stuff, but you can kind of float it out, kind of a thing. Every so often you bring in that scoop of water, give her a shake. I just do circles, some guys do figure eights, some people shake it. And as you're doing this, you get less and less of that shale rock in here, and and you start to see more and more sand. And I'm holding this pan at about a 45-degree angle or so. Might be a little too steep, but it seems to work for me, I guess. Now here I'm getting down to the very last little bit. It's all these last big rocks. Just picking them up by hand. Just throwing them out. When I tilt the pan like this with some water in there, I tap it on the side of my hand, it just kind of helps push down any black sand and gold that's there. So as I'm doing this, I just have a little bit of water in there, and as I'm swirling it around, I'm just seeing if we have any black sand here, and it looks like we do. So I gotta wash it off a little bit more. We're almost done here with our first little test pan. So again, I'm just tapping it as I'm holding it on an angle, then that way it'll sink all that black sand away. All the lighter stuff gets up at the top. And now the strokes in the water are really thin, fine. You don't want to wash everything away. Now right here in the corner, hopefully one of the cameras can pick this up. You can start to see the black sand starting to collect in that corner right here. And again, kind of wash off your pan, tilt it, tap your hand, let it sink down into the bottom, and start delicately washing this sand away. Now as you can see right here, we have all of our black sand. Over here we have kind of like that lighter stuff. If we just gently tilt this around, we wash some of that lighter stuff away. Oh, the wind's not helping. About there, that's all that real light sand. Right here, and that's your black sand. So if you had any gold, it'll be right in here in all this black sand. What I could do now is I got a little bottle that we can fill up with water, and we can put it in here. We can suck up all that black sand, and then we can further pound that out just to get rid of this real fine stuff. Or we might even be able to just kind of get rid of it by doing this, away from your ripples, which we might end up doing, because now you can really distinctively tell what's the light sand and then what's your black sand. This black sand kind of has like a bluish purple black kind of metallic flake to it. So I'm just gonna give this just a real quick rinse. Should be able to get it to move a little bit. If you have any gold, you should be able to see it here. Yeah, looking at this, we don't have any gold, but we at least got down to the black sand, so we can bottle this up and keep it as like a little souvenir or whatever. And it's yeah, it's a nice little fun time. But that's one test pan done in just one spot. Maybe we can go out into one of these little riffles that are acting like natural sluice box almost, and we can try grabbing some dirt at different spots. We can even fill up our bucket as a big tub of concentrate and pan that out as well. So here what I got is a little glass vial with a little plastic lid on it, and then just our I think it's called a gold sniffing tool. So basically, grab this little guy, fill it up with water, and then I'm going to fill this one up with water as well. And then seeing how all of our black sand is right there, what you can do is you take this and you squeeze it until you kind of get some pressure. Maybe put a little water in there, and then as you let it go, it should suck up all of your sand. Squeeze out some more water, and then as you let this go, it creates kind of like that negative suction. There we go. Hold that, please. So now we did that. Look into the bottom corner here. You'll see all of our black sand right there. Hopefully you can see that. It's on the bottom. Now what you're able to do is you can take that, put it into your bottle. You can see it a little bit better. I don't know if this helps at all, but that's all the black sand that we just panned right here out of the Peace River. So I think what I'm going to be doing now is I'm just going to go around in different little pockets here and there. I'm just going to shove up a bunch of stuff into my bucket, get a good amount of concentrate, and then just all pan it all at once. That way I can go through a whole bunch instead of just one little pan, and I'll get a whole heck of a lot more than just that little bit. Well, you guys, we spent some time out here on the river doing some gold panning, and the end result, small little vial of black sand. Did we get rich? No. But did we get off the couch and get out to the river, spend some time outside, breathe in some fresh air, drink some fresh river water, let the dogs run around? Absolutely. And we had a blast doing it. But anyways, guys, I hope this kind of inspires you to get outside, try something new. You can buy these gold panning kits for like 90 bucks, or you can just buy just a single gold pan for like $15, $20 kind of a thing. So hopefully it gets you outside, try something new, like I said, and just enjoy nature. But anyways, guys, if you liked the video, hit the like button down in the bottom there. Leave us a comment or two. Let me know if you went out gold panning and tried this for yourself. Subscribe to the channel, and we'll catch you on the next one.